What's going on, guys? Welcome back to ClayCoins. I believe competence creates confidence. This is not financial advice. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe button, and we'll get right into the video. And before we do, guys, I'll actually show you. I'll take a minute because Webull is a sponsor of the channel. As always, I thank Webull for supporting the channel. All you guys have to do to support your own wallets is deposit a penny. Make an account on Webull, do your email and ID verification, put a penny in, and you can get 6 free stocks back worth up to $12,600. They're generally worth between $30 and $300, but if you put a penny in and get back $30 minimum, upwards of $300, and then you might hit a lotto and get $12,000 for putting a penny in. I mean, I don't know much better of an investment you could make rather than, keeping up to date with this channel, which you can do by hitting that bell notification so you never miss an update. But I just wanted to let you guys know that Webull did extend this offer to the end of July. This was supposed to only be through May. They took a break in June, brought it back in July, and they're running it through July 31st. So, like I said, they have stocks, options trading, you can trade crypto, you can chart over there. I believe they're implementing over-the-counter trading and Forex. They have it all over there, guys. I just want to take a minute to shout them out because it's an awesome company. I use the application on my phone all the time. That's how I trade my options, and a couple stocks, a couple long-term holds on crypto I have over there. So definitely check them out, guys. It only takes a penny, and you can get some great return on investment. First things first, guys, we are looking at none of these right here. We're not actually focused on any of these. I just wanted to give you guys an update up here. As you can see, gas is crazy low right now. The Bitcoin dominance is one thing I wanted to point out. As of right now, there are 20,246 different cryptocurrencies in the world. That is the amount that CoinMarketCap has. Obviously, I'm sure there's plenty of SHIT coins that are popping up here and there, all over the place, even in market conditions like this. There are 498 cryptocurrency exchanges. That is both centralized and decentralized, or semi-centralized. I'm sure they've come up with some sort of hybrid. But 20,246 cryptos, almost 500 exchanges, and 42.7% of all of cryptocurrency's market cap put together is just Bitcoin. So 42.5% of all of the value of crypto, all 20,246 cryptocurrencies, is held by one cryptocurrency, and that is Bitcoin. So while it may not be the most volatile in price movement, the volatility index percentage may be rather low just because, and when it comes to short-term big gains, things like that, right now Bitcoin could go up to 45,000 and you would double your money, which if Solana were to go to 75, you'd make bigger gains on that. So it's, there's differences, there's levels to this, but at the same time, when the big dog does something, i.e. Bitcoin, the rest of the pack is going to adhere to it. So you're not going to see anything more positively correlated with the crypto market in general as a whole than simply Bitcoin. There's nothing that's going to predict the future more than Bitcoin, which is why Bitcoin's impossible to call, which is why I don't try to predict Bitcoin. I don't try to call it for you guys. I just, take a look at it, see how the market is moving, feel out the fundamental sentiment of the market and how investors, both retail and institutional investors, are seeing this, which is why I bring you guys the articles and different things like that, so you can stay up to date with, different companies and what they view on cryptocurrency, the market conditions, the recession, the bear market, whatever you guys want to call it. So, there is $938 billion, or $934 billion in crypto as of right now for the market cap. So, 20,246 cryptocurrencies, their total combined worth is $934 billion. Bitcoin's market cap, just Bitcoin's worth, is $397 billion. Do you see what I mean there? So when you're talking about the total volume in 66.4 billion has been traded in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has traded $26.2 billion in the last 24 hours, which is over a third of the entire crypto market. So if anyone thinks Bitcoin is boring, you're not paying attention, I guess, because Bitcoin is the one deciding the future of cryptocurrency at any given moment, both intraday and long term. So we're going to take a look at the chart, though, break down some astrology for men here for you guys, also known as technical analysis. Alright guys, so what we're looking at here is Bitcoin's chart. We're looking at the year to date. So this means for the entirety of 2022, this is how Bitcoin's chart movement has been looking. Obviously, I have some Fibonacci levels here for us to look at. Fibonacci levels can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you have enough people planning and watching a certain level, they might fulfill it themselves, assuming, if enough people assume that at 20K you're going to have a big buy zone, so they get in and buy right there, you kind of self-fulfilled and created with the thought process the buy range in which you thought was this prophecy. You know what I mean? You thought it was a guarantee because of these levels. However, the guarantee with the levels could be because you're using them. Obviously, this is kind of a more philosophical topic when it comes to Fibonacci levels and different technical indicators, especially when you bring them over to the crypto market from the stock market. However, if the pattern shows and things repetitively show through time, you might as well make sense of them. And I'm never going to tell you guys to bet the farm on technical indicators, because that's something I would never do. Obviously, with certain things like options trading, you guys can go check out Kenan Grace's channel. He's an awesome stock market person, but I mean, he really breaks down the technical analysis on options, does it live with technical analysis trades, and is able to make crazy profit a lot of the time. So just because I like to joke around and call it astrology for men doesn't mean it's necessarily pointless or this mystical, is it true, is it not? Because if something works for you and it shows in repetition a pattern that works for you over time, who's to say that that isn't real? That maybe that is more real to you and your investment than anything else. So whatever works for you guys works. However, this is not something I would consider working for any Bitcoin investor, which is the price of Bitcoin in the over the course of this year. The first part of the year, we did stay in a relative sideways channel. As you can see, I'll just grab a little drawing right here. These faded, very, very subtle gray lines I'm just drawing here because we really didn't change much. And if you want to look at this, we'll take it right in the middle of the pack here and go like this. This was about a 27% channel that we traded in from almost the entirety of January through February through March. And then once we got into April, that is when the world started collapsing for crypto. That is when the bears came out of hibernation and all the bulls got scared out of the streets. This was an interesting time. This really shook off a lot of the fake YouTubers out there, and that's why you guys can hit that like button and subscribe button, because no matter what, obviously I'm not talking about a lot of the degenerate micro caps anymore and all the these 4 altcoins were 10x by whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Well, we're not doing those anymore, but I'm still here. I'm still giving you guys updates, and I wanted to give you guys an important update on Bitcoin because what I've noticed here is looking very similar to what I've seen in the past, which is all we can really do. Hindsight is 20/20, so we can try to at least use it for our advantage and not for overthinking. So this right here, what I'm circling, this channel was approximately, let's see, right here to right here. So you're talking about a 21% channel, right around there, give or take, but it's about 35 days long. If you look at the current channel we are starting to trade in, never mind my little scribblings, we'll get into what those mean here soon. We are currently at a 31-day mark with a 27% channel that we're trading in. So I like to recognize patterns, and when I first saw this, especially, you can see it's almost identical, guys. So please be careful because this is the epitome of a bull trap in repetition. You see this stair step effect coming down where you have Bitcoin having a little period of sustained price action, then it drops. Period of sustainability, drop. Period of sustainability, drop. And then when you even get more technical on what you're witnessing, you're seeing a period of sustainability, a big drop, an even sharper drop right here. This indicator right here is a flash test to see the Fibonacci level and how well it will hold. Then you see the parallel channel start to form. Things trade sideways. People think, oh, maybe my life isn't on fire. Maybe my crypto investments won't go to zero. Well, just to let you know, whoa-boom, we get another big drop. And as you can see, it comes up and we have a flash test of a Fibonacci level. This is twice in a row. You could argue 3 times. I wouldn't say there was a big flash test that shows the same pattern as these. I'll clear out all these doodles I just put on the screen here, but as you guys can see, I mean, it doesn't take, I could ask my 7-year-old to pick out what's going on here, and he'd be able to identify that this right here looks like this. You know, they are actually similar. All right, so right now we are looking at the past month. We are looking at 1-hour candlesticks. So we're going to go for the 1-hour candlesticks and look at the past month here. And as you guys can see, throughout, let's see, when did this start? June 15th through what is the date of this recording? July 15th, exactly 30 days. We have been trading, we have kept this long-term descending channel, as you can see right here. This is a very, very long-term trend that I put in, let's see, the 26th of March. Since the 26th of March, as you can see, just on this screen, you can, let's count them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you could call that at least 3, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's move over. And then, I mean, you could argue that we're heading up to a 7th right now, but we had this sharp decline, so we, you know, what we don't know, we don't know. It's hard telling not knowing is a phrase we use around here. But 6 confirmations on that descending trend line is definitely enough for me to adhere to that level a lot better than any other indicators I would be looking at, because that's just a psychological trend that has shown with sentiment to hold true. Regardless of what things are trading at, regardless of volume, price movement, any type of sell, buy the news, sell the rumor type event, we are not breaking out of that as of right now. So that's what that big long-term trend is right there. And we'll actually go ahead and make that a light, well, let's make it a light pink, because if we can't break out of it, that's the downward pressure slope. So we'll just keep that right there just to get some more coloration here in these lines, because as you can see, this blue line right here is going to resemble our mean. This is what is representative of the average price movement that Bitcoin has shown throughout these last 30 days. I went ahead and put this in here after looking at this right here. We'll highlight this and make it a nice bright yellow so you guys can see what I am talking about. Let's double the thickness on these 2 ascending channels, because these are something that caught my eye. This might be a positive indicator. Do I believe it will be? Not as much. However, it's actually not this one. It is actually this one. Here we go. Perfect. That's why I had to color code them, because when I'm in here scribbling around, I usually just use the gray lines. But here, okay, there, that stands out way better. Now that you see this bright yellow sort of ascending channel, you can see we are actually starting to form. Let me zoom in here a little bit for you guys, so you guys in the back can see. As you guys can see, we have this one back here, which is the first, then we have the 2nd, 3rd, and potentially 4th higher low. Now, if you guys know anything about price movement, you would know that higher lows are 1/2 of a great indication that we are in a bullish trend. Whether or not it's short term, or the US government likes to call it transitory, whether or not it's long term, that's yet to be seen. However, we did just post 1, 2, and a 3rd higher high. That is an excellent backup to our previous indicator. So now we have 4 higher lows and 3 higher highs. Now, if anyone who has ever looked at a graph will tell you higher highs and higher lows would indicate that it's moving up. It is, but as you can see, we're not looking at the most acute trend lines here. These yellow lines aren't skyrocketing up. They look beyond sustainable, which is good until you go back and remember, you know, what we were just looking at prior, which is we've previously seen a rather sideways channel be traded for about 35 days, and then we had another massive drop off. Do I think that's what is coming? Yes. I do. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think this bear market is over. I do not think the recession is over, or in session. I saw some ridiculous semantic term they tried to use the other day to make this not as bad. Do I believe that the bear market, the crypto winter, will be sustained until 2023? Yes. Would I like it to not be? Obviously. I'm a crypto YouTuber, you know what I mean? Obviously, when we're in a bull run, I do way better on views. But I'm going to be realistic with you guys. I'm going to keep it real, going to keep it honest. I'm not going to tell you Shiba Inu's going to a penny. I'm not going to tell you Jasmy Coin's going to $5. I'm going to tell you that I do expect a flash test, if not a real test, of this 17.5 Fibonacci level again. I really do. I think 17,000 for Bitcoin is not out of the realm of possibility by any means, especially what we've seen. And if that last sideways channel trend repeats itself, we could see a big jump down, and we could even see a flash test of the 10,000. If we see a flash test of the 10,500, do not panic, because as we have seen, we most likely will see a big drop down, arguably upwards of let's see, what was from here to here, we'll say, was 36% in 10 days. Oh my gosh, that is so much. That is so bad. So we could see, a great big drop like that again. We could even see the flash test down, which would bring it to a 44% drop in 11 days. But we will come back up. We should, if we're talking about a pattern repeating itself, it would only indicate, if we're talking about repetition, for this to happen again and another sideways channel to form to trade and show some health, because FOMO, the fear of missing out, that works both ways. The fear of missing out when you think you might be buying something and it's going to be a higher price, so you might not get it again, so you rush in and buy, or the fear of missing out and selling, where you think this is the end, like right here, you think this is the end, I better sell now and cut my losses, and since then we haven't touched a price that low again. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about the RSI or the MACD, just because the relative strength index and the moving average convergence divergence indicators aren't the best for predicting the future outcome of Bitcoin as of right now. I would say if you wanted to on your own time, with the correlation between Bitcoin and the S&P 500, you could look at that. Maybe that's a different topic for a later video. I can put up side by side. We'll go over some different things like that. However, in my opinion, if you're trading right around, if you're looking for a swing trade, anything or below this $20,000 mark for Bitcoin is going to be a good buy zone. Not financial advice, not an indication to buy, hold, or sell any cryptocurrency or stock talked about in this video or on this channel. However, what I would do if I was looking to swing any cryptocurrency right now would be to try to pick up, let's say Bitcoin. You could even pick up Bitcoin. It's crazy to say that you could swing trade Bitcoin and make some percentile profits here, but let's say you bought it right here and traded it up here. The fact that you could make 27% on Bitcoin in 20 days those are numbers we haven't heard in a long time, guys. I mean, Bitcoin is not known for its big swing potential. So, seeing that is great. You can see definitely this buy zone under this line would be a good time to buy, as long as we don't do another stair step down. And then this up top, anytime we break out and you can see these big run-ups, obviously you can see, even in the intraday, the lower highs that start to develop to indicate this, this rush down to build up some more buying pressure, and then you have another run up again. So don't get married to the plays, guys, and don't get too panicked on what's going on the intraday, the 1 minute, the 3 minute candles, because if you play your cards right, you really should be making you should be making money swinging certain investments. If you take the emotions out of it, look at these indicators and just play it smart, play it by the numbers, because the way we feel about things every single day is going to change, but the numbers are going to remain the same. So as long as you can start to understand those a lot better, you can really develop that competence, which will create that confidence, and you won't have the uneasy feeling of whether or not you should buy here or buy here. You'll know, hey, 20,000 is the mean. I'm looking at $18,000 Bitcoin. Should I buy? Yeah. That's a good buy. As far as I know so far, that's a good buy. And then, lo and behold, it runs up to 22,000, and shit, I mean, if you're in the financial status right now to buy a whole Bitcoin at 18.8 and then sell it at 22.3, you just made like $4,000 in a week or two just off of clicking a couple buttons and watching a chart. Or you don't even have to watch the chart when you subscribe, share, join the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. That way you don't have to worry about doing all this stuff. You can let me put in the hours. You guys can just watch the updates, and then there you go. So one thing I'll notice if you guys haven't yet is this is long-term starting to look like a wedge that will need to break out. This is what starts to concern me about the repetition in the patterns that we've been shown in the past with the sideways channels forming, starting to converge, and then you have that big breakout and a stair step down. So as you guys can see, we started on a longer term having higher lows, which are very good, and then lower highs, which is paradoxical. Generally, in a bullish trend, you have higher highs and higher lows. In a bearish trend, you're going to have lower lows and lower highs, which would indicate, lower lows and lower highs, or higher highs and higher lows. They generally go hand in hand, except when you're having something like this start to happen. This is something to keep an eye on over the next, month or so. Obviously, this is running out way out into August, probably late August or so is when this prediction would start to come to fruition if it was true based on the technicals. But this is just what I drew up here because I noticed things, and I'll leave this here. We'll come back to it in a couple days, see if we're still trading in this. I have a very strong feeling that we will be, just because I don't see any monumental volatile spikes to send it bursting outwards. But when we're talking about a breakout that needs to happen, guys, this is a window of opportunity for Bitcoin. This could be the first time we break this descending red channel since however long ago it was when I pointed it out to you guys. This right here, this time frame over the next probably until July 21st, these next 4, 5, 10 days, anywhere in the next week or two, this is going to be a big indication on where Bitcoin is heading for the near future, because if we're able to break this downward trend for the first time since, let's just go back so I'll stop being lazy. For the first time since March 24th, that is an incredibly bullish indicator. If we are able to break a trend that is held for multiple months, that has been a huge dominating factor in this downwards pressure, that's going to be great for the health of the entire crypto market as a whole. If you see this break, I would absolutely be looking, not financial advice, be looking at altcoins and microcaps that have been shown to run positively correlated with Bitcoin in a high percentage. If something generally runs 90% correlated with Bitcoin and we break this trend and start going up, those altcoins are going to flip. They are going to 1x, 5x, 10x almost overnight, because people are going to FOMO in. They're going to think that this is the next big push and the run is already here. Whether or not that's true, I don't believe so, but this should, with the average being right here, we're starting to create we trade in triangles. That's one thing you'll hear in the stock market. You trade in triangles. So when we're starting to hit an area where these triangles, here, go undo that real quick. When you're starting to hit an area where these triangles are merging and forming, and you have this kind of three-way battling for which trend will continue, obviously there can only be one. We'll see which one it is. But I definitely wanted to give you guys a little update on the price action of Bitcoin, because we could be seeing some huge movement, some almost historical movement, I would say. At this point in time, this could be a very historical week or two for Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market as a whole. Alright guys, that's going to be everything for today. I wanted to bring you guys the Bitcoin update because there's really no more important cryptocurrency to watch right now when it comes to the overall health of the crypto market than Bitcoin. We can watch Ethereum, we can watch BNB, we can watch Solana or Polygon, but they don't, there's no predicting crypto. However, Bitcoin predicts crypto. You can't predict Bitcoin, so you're in this paradoxical kind of moment of knowing that Bitcoin predicts crypto, but you can't predict Bitcoin. So once someone cracks that code, they'll be a billionaire, a trillionaire. I just wanted to bring you guys my thoughts, some technical indicators I was looking at, some different charts that I pulled up and did for you guys. I'll be back with the articles here probably later on today or tomorrow. I recently had a bunch of in real life stuff go on. My car, I got a car not too long ago, and one of my wheels completely locked up while I had my kids in the car. I had just picked them up, so ended up having to pull over, get a ride home, get it towed to the body shop. All that good stuff. Many hundreds of dollars later, the car's back on the road, and I'm making a new video for you guys. That's just, you know, I'm not going to sit here and throw a pity party because we all have stuff, but just remember, guys, no matter what's going on in your lives, be grateful for the things you have, because in a moment's notice, we can be thrown in some pretty rough situations. Obviously, you know, it could have been a lot worse than it was. Almost anything in life can be a lot worse than it is, so don't downplay anything that you're going through. Deal with it. Have some gratitude, some gratefulness, be humble, take care of yourselves though, most importantly, especially in times like this, when you're talking about long sustained periods of downward pressure as an investor. Take care of yourselves, guys. Exercise, stay hydrated, get good sleep. That's a huge one. Don't be checking Coinbase all the time, or Robinhood or Webull. You know, we don't use Robinhood over here. Don't be checking Webull or Coinbase all the time, trying to figure out the price of your cryptocurrency, because chances are, by the way it's looking this year, it's not looking that great. So do something different, you know what I mean? Instead of waiting for your cryptocurrencies to look great, do something that makes you feel great. I don't know. That's just what I gotta say for you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, put a flexing emoji in the comment section down below, as you know. And to all my true supporters, thank you guys so much. Times like these, you have no idea how much I appreciate you guys. So thank you.